Stream Sports.
2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Fan Stream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
All right, welcome in to a Wednesday edition of the JP Peterson Show. Hump Day.
Hump Day.
And we got lots to get to today. IndyCarTim is hanging out in Dallas with us and our Dallas affiliate. How you doing, partner?
I'm doing well.
A lot of action for the Cowboys yesterday at the trade deadline. Ain't no action going on in Tampa Bay.
It's all right.
No action.
Don't
Zero
panic,
action.
guys. Don't panic,
He's
everybody.
sleeping. Jason Light has been snoozing and playing golf the whole damn time.
He took a nap. It's fine.
Now he probably spent a day like me yesterday doing a lot of work and nothing to show for it. Yeah, that's probably what he was doing.
I don't know.
So we're going to get into that.
Sounds like you accomplished a lot. You sound way better than you did yesterday.
Yeah, well, we got the I think we got the right browser working anyway. Let's just go with that for now. Good God. Yeah. So hopefully we fixed our technical difficulties, which I worked on extensively yesterday with my incredible IT knowledge. Yeah. So yeah, good luck with that. But so far so good. We're 3 minutes in. All right.
No
hopefully people can hear us, right? They can hear us. So anyway, we got a bunch of guests coming on today. TJ Rives is going to join us at 10:15 and talk a little college football. The rankings are out last night. A little college basketball. He's starting his Bet US something. One of these betting sites he works for. I don't know. A bunch of degenerate gamblers talking about college basketball. But I told him, give me some winners. I need some winners. I'm 1-0 in college basketball this year thanks to South Florida Bowl. So let's freaking go. So TJ is going to join us at 10:15. My longtime Tampa Tribune News Channel 8 colleague, Roy Cummings, will join us at 11 o'clock to talk some Buccaneers. We'll see if he agrees with me about trade deadline nonsense. And I do mean nonsense. And whatever else you guys want to bring to the table, bring it. And we'll talk all kinds of Lightning as well, who lost last night, treated to, and their power play is awful. The power play is a disaster, Timmy. Disaster. I mean,
it's early.
I think our penalty kill is probably better than our power play. I'd rather be on the PK. We get more chances. Now, last night against Colorado in a 3-2 loss to the Avalanche, the Bolts were 0 for 3. Could not get the damn puck in the zone. Could not get it even in the zone, in the offensive zone last night for their power play. Couldn't set up. Got 2 shots in 6 minutes of power play time, including 3 minutes of 6-on-5 at the end, 3+ minutes of 6-on-5 where they got 1 shot. So the man advantage, and I know the 6-on-5 is not a typical power play. I get that. But the man advantage is not doing us very well. And listen, after being one of the best when Stamkos was here, and even last year they were among top 5 in the league, this is a disaster. They're 28th in the league right now in power play at 14.6%. They're 1 for their last 18 and 4 for 38 since starting. They started the season 2 for 2 or 2 for 3 in the first period, I think it was, against Ottawa. And since then, they've gone 1 for 18 on the power play. That ain't going to get it done, partner. That ain't going to get it done. And, Stamkos is not coming back to the Tampa Bay Lightning to play just on the power play. That's not happening. We would love to do that. Did you get a designated power play guy? Can we create a new position in hockey, like
special teams players, right? You got them in football.
Yeah, the designated power play guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how one guy, and it just tells you how special that shot was and that chemistry with Kucherov was from Stamkos' office. It just set up the whole thing. It set up everything. But the Bolts fall last night, 3-2. They got Vegas on Thursday. Kuch got a goal last night, unassisted. Nice little wraparound, steals the puck, wraparound off the goalie. Nicely done. And Braid Point had a tremendous goal last night where they just went the length of the ice, kind of a Connor McDavid special, and then a little bar down backhand roof. Gorgeous with 3:36 left. And they're down 1, got a little momentum, but they just couldn't get the tying goal and get that point at the end. Boy, it was close. There was a lot of chaos in front of the net, but they couldn't get it done. So they fall back into the middle of the pack, but just, a 5-game winning streak, we'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, to the Bucs, my friend. I say all this with a caveat. I don't know how severe these injuries are. I do not know. So with that as a backdrop and a disclaimer, it's hard to rip Jason Light for standing pat with, an injury list a mile long. And a lot of uncertainty in terms of what the public knows of if these guys are coming back. I mean, there are holes to be filled on this roster. When you look at this injury list, there's a ton of holes. I mean, obviously there's a need, I think, at inside linebacker for sure. Servassier Dennis has been one of the worst coverage linebackers in the game, and it's killing the Bucs in key situations. It really is. And even though the record is 6-2, and you want to say, well, why you want to mess with any of that? Turn on the tape. Don't just go by the record. Go by what you see, the process, right? They always say process over outcome. It works both ways. And a lot of times the process has not been good. And there are deficiencies on the offensive line, tremendous deficiencies on the offensive line. There are deficiencies inside linebacker. You could use an edge rusher and probably a wide receiver. And, the Bucs at 6-2, standing pat, hoping all these guys come back. I'm okay with that. Problem is, a lot of the teams that you're going to be competing with got better. They got better. And I know that Jason Light loves his draft picks, and he's really, really good at drafting. And that keeps this team in a sustained Super Bowl window for a long time, especially with Baker Mayfield. But the data tells us that these 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round picks that are exchanged at the trade deadline, usually at a 95% clip, those draft picks don't turn into anything significant. It's rare that you find anything significant with those draft picks. Now, yes, there are 3rd, 4th, they're littered all over the league. But when you look at the number of 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th draft picks, I'm just talking about the number of hits that actually become starters. And specifically, for some reason, a lot of these traded picks, because a lot of these traded picks are later on in the rounds. A high 3rd rounder is worth a lot more than a low 3rd rounder. And a lot of these are low 3rd rounders, 4th rounders, 5th rounders that are being traded. So you give me a professional starting football player that can upgrade a position for a 3rd, 4th, 5th. That's a move that is going to help your team. And the Bucs did none of it. They did none of it. With all of these issues they have injury-wise, they did none of it. I'm not talking about giving up a 1st or a 2nd. And we'll go through some of these moves and see, the Sauce Gardner to the Colts. That's a needle mover. That's a huge needle mover. This
that was
gives
shocking
Lou
to me.
Anarumo one of the best defensive coordinators. And now he can get really creative in his blitz packages, because he now has a cover guy on the back end that he doesn't have to worry about the number 1 receiver. He's ranked the best against number 1 receivers that he goes up against, and he goes up against more than anybody in the league. That is a game changer for the Colts. Seattle picking up Rashid Shaheed. By the way, 3 all-pro, first-team all-pro players were traded. First time since 1995. Rashid Shaheed goes to Seattle. Holy shizbang. With Jackson and Jigba? Are you kidding me?
Finally got a number
2 guys now? They got a number 2 and Sam Darnold? Huh. Yeah, we might have to see Seattle again. And that's an explosive offense. And what did he go for? A 4th and a 5th.
A 4th and a 5th.
4th and a 5th. Could we have used Rashid Shaheed for a 4th and a 5th? Hell yeah. Hell yes. Hell yes. And if Godwin can't come back and J-Mac can't come back, and there's a very good chance that that's probably how this plays out, or come back and be effective, Rashid Shaheed, you could have, not that you're taking him away from the Saints. Not that they're a factor this year, but that's a guy that could have helped you for a 4th and a 5th.
Well, there's no way the Saints are trading Rashid Shaheed to the
over
Bucs.
The last couple. That's true. That
was never happening.
But I'm saying in terms of, yeah. Correct. I'm just saying it in terms of what you can get for what you gave up. Are there other receivers out there that you can get for a 4th and a 5th that are pretty good that can help you? Yeah, there are. So, inside linebacker. The guys at Pewter Report mentioned Jordan Brooks Brooks in Miami. Mm-hmm. I mean, there were a couple the Dallas picked up an inside linebacker for what, a 7th round pick from the Bengals?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, there are guys out there that can be had. And I thought, I think in this position where you have a Super Bowl window, it was an opportunity to make some moves. Now, and again, I go back to the caveat. First of all, I trust Jason Light. He knows what the hell he's doing. He does. And he knows way more about these injuries than we do. Way more about these injuries than we do. So to me, the bigger part of this, other teams got better. Other teams that you may have to face later on down the line got better. And you did not. You did not. You had an opportunity and did not. You chose not to. So this means, A, you think most of these guys are coming back and you're going to be good, or B, none of them are coming back and you think we don't have a chance to win a Super Bowl, so what's the point of wasting draft picks? So to that, again, I don't know the details of these injuries. Jason Light does. And I trust him in his evaluations of what this roster can or cannot be moving forward. That said, if this team continues to struggle offensively in the next 3 to 4 games, or even down the road, these injuries take so much of a toll that this team is crippled, and you could have done some things to help. That remains to be seen. But as I sit here right now, again, we don't have the information on the injuries, so it's kind of it's tough for us to know. But it just kind of feels like there was an opportunity maybe to help in a situation where you're at 6-2. The best record. You've only been here, I think, 3 or 4 other times in the history of the franchise, with a very manageable schedule down the road. And your combatants, your opponents, you're going to see down the road, a lot of them got better. So we'll see. Typically, do trade deadline deals affect the outcome of the season in terms of Super Bowl? I don't know. I'm trying to remember big acquisitions that helped down the stretch. I'm sure there have been some, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
So
what do you
look,
think,
and again, we can only comment on what we know. And like you said, we don't know the severity of some of these injuries. We don't know the details like Jason Light does. And just because Jason Light did not make a deal does not mean he didn't try. He may very well have tried to add a linebacker. He may very well have tried to add a wide receiver. He may very well have tried to add an offensive lineman or pass rush.
Quite sure he did.
That doesn't mean, just because it didn't get done. Do you know how many deals don't get done at the trade deadline? That it's a ridiculous number. Okay, all
Probably
we hear about is the ones
that
that
are talked about.
Right. All we hear is about the ones that do, and occasionally hear about, in 2 weeks we might hear, man, Jason Light tried to get Logan Wilson too, but the whatever, Bengals didn't want to deal with him, whatever. But the 2 biggest areas I thought needed help was going to be, and again, it's because I don't know the severity of the injuries and what's happening with Godwin and McMillan, is maybe a wide receiver. Would you like to have gotten a deal like Rashid Shaheed? Yes, but the Saints were never going to send Rashid Shaheed, God, I hate that name, to Tampa Bay within the division. That wasn't going to happen. Were there other guys available? Maybe. Did Jason Light try? Probably. He knows his team better than we do. He knows where the needs are. He knows where the deficiencies are. That doesn't mean he didn't try. So let's not throw Jason Light under the bus. I think he's earned a little bit of our respect and a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. Okay, with the roster.
Yeah.
Just based on what's happened in the past. So, let's just see what happens. I know things look, and things don't, I was about to say things look bleak. No, they don't. They're 6-2. The things don't look bleak right now.
Right.
He knows what he's doing. Would it have been cool to be talking today about a splash made on the defensive line or a linebacker? Yeah, that would have been cool. But just because it didn't happen, all is not lost here, guys. All right, let's just settle down.
Exactly.
And let's move on.
100%. And we do trust Jason Light, but we'll be able to come back to this moment and say that this. I will say this: it's not that they've been perfect. They held on to guys. Told us JTS was going to be a great chess piece. Didn't happen. They should have moved on from him earlier. Devin White. He's going to be great.
Who, by the way, got dealt yesterday.
He'll be back. Yeah, interesting. Even with all the tackles that he's making. All these things, and they held on to him too long.
Yeah.
Please no. Or Devin White.
Devin White.
Yeah. He was available. No, thank you. It's not all about tackles. There's a lot of other things you have to take into consideration. Like your culture. All right, let's welcome in our good friend, Bucs sideline guy, TJ Rives, joining us here. What's up, my friend? How are you?
Always good to be with you on all occasions, including right here, where we're resuming the Buccaneer practice week and getting ready for the New England Patriots. That will be obviously interesting, compelling for a lot of reasons. We had the trade deadline. We got college basketball. We got the first college football playoff rankings. I even was texting my man JP last night about Jeopardy, because who knew that our personal lives and significant others, adult beverage delicacy tastes would intersect with double Jeopardy. We watch Jeopardy frequently in our house to try to get smarter.
Or what was the answer?
So the answer was something to do with exotic. It was a category about like exotic drinks. They didn't call it like potent potables. They called it something exotic drinks. And then it gave some description. And Jennifer Mrs. Rives immediately goes, I just drew the blank. Espresso martini.
What is espresso martini?
What is an espresso martini? She belts out. And it was good for $1,600 on Jeopardy last night. You never know when these things are going to get home. And so I had to text my man JP last night that even on Double Jeopardy, they're hip to the espresso martini.
Have you had one?
I told you, I do not drink, so I have not had one. She has the shirt. She has the shirt that says espresso martinis or where it's at or whatever it is. So she's much on board. Anyway.
But they're great. They're so good.
So they're like the new combination.
It's in my rotation.
Sugar, alcohol, and whatever else for a quick shot, a quick jolt.
Espresso.
So the espresso martini did make Jeopardy last. I got the final Jeopardy answer last night because it was something with literature, and I knew it was Ebenezer Scrooge. And the guy who had like $18,000 and looked like he was going to coast into another night as a champion, he didn't know Ebenezer Scrooge. Now, I get Final Jeopardy correct like once every Haley's Comet, but I got it last night after this. But I don't think this is why you have me on here on the program. We have many avenues that we can travel.
Jeopardy question is, or the answer is, they are 12th in the first college football playoff rankings. Do you have the answer to that?
Are you talking about 12th in the rankings or the 12 seed right now? Which are you talking?
The 12 seed, I guess, whatever.
The 12 seed.
Whatever was on last, what do we call it? The college football playoff rankings, right?
Reveal. The rankings reveal. But see,
they are.
This was not in their top 25. However, right now, everybody has them penciled in for the Memphis Tigers. Go Tigers go, because they are believed to be the highest seeded team outside of that top 25, and they've got to take a group of 5 team. Now, we also know, while my hat game is strong here on the program, that Mrs. Reeves's Bulls, I will don the Bulls hat for her. They are still very much in play here with the game with Texas San Antonio, UTSA, tomorrow night, and then Memphis playing Tulane at home, which ain't a given. And also Memphis later in the year playing Navy at home, which ain't a given here at the end of the season. So this and this. I'm trying to get it in my JP shot. These two elements still right here, very much alive, even if you didn't see him in the top 25 last night to be the 12 seed. And what did I see on the most of the projections have them playing like Georgia as the 5 in the 12-5 opening game. Oh, good luck with that.
Yeah.
If that's the case. And I learned,
I mean, between the hedges too.
Yes, it's home games for the top seeds in the opening round. And by the way, I don't think there was anything that we could quibble over with the first 4 teams there in the playoff. Timmy, did you think Texas A&M should be number 1? Is that a biased, slanted question to you? Because there was some conversation about they should be in front of Ohio State.
Yeah, I don't think they should be in front of Ohio State. I think they should be in front of Indiana.
Interesting. Because Booger McFarland and Joey Galloway, all the ex-Buccaneers are all over the media, every which direction. They were having the debate last night with Kirk Herbstreit and others that A&M has proven more in the SEC and the road win at Notre Dame to have them up at the top, ahead of Ohio State, ahead of Indiana. But
I think the road win at Notre Dame was early enough in the season that I don't count it as much as I would if it was week 5 or 6. I mean, I count. Obviously, it's a huge win, especially for the program. But nationally, if it was in week 5, I'd have been a little bit more impressed, even as an Aggie.
Google me has the win, Indiana at Oregon.
Yep.
That's a vital one. And what is Ohio State's top road win? They've beaten Washington at Washington, and what did they have? They beat Texas at home. Yeah. But what is Ohio State's top road win right now? Because road wins should matter. They should count for more. So stay tuned. Stay tuned on the rankings up at the top because it's going to jumble. There are going to be losses, especially in the SEC, Big Ten. You got to have a Big Ten title game. Stay tuned. Stay tuned on the college football playoff.
And you're starting your college football shows today, right? On BetUS or
the college hoop
gambling
show.
Sites that you work for.
The college hoop show for BetUS TV is now underway. This will actually be day 3. We did a lot better on day 2 with some of the predictions from the handicappers than we did on day 1. Day 2, we needed a mulligan after night 1. You never know. You never know what's going to happen in college basketball. I mean, for God's sake, Boise State, we had some interesting games. In your part of the world, Tim, University of New Orleans, UNO, came in and beat TCU, Texas Christian, Big 12 school, on their home floor. Boise State lost to a Division II school, Hawaii Pacific, whose campus is based in a shopping center in Hawaii. And they don't even have a full-fledged gymnasium that they play games in. Hawaii Pacific, D2 school, beat Boise State on Monday night at Boise State in a game that presumably counts here towards the NCAA tournament, et cetera, et cetera. So we had some weird things happen, but like Duke last night, victorious over the Texas Longhorns. The Sean Miller debut, Duke with the Boozer twins, and they're always loaded with others. It was the Dick Vitale Invitational, JP. I know we were around Dick in the summer, putting him in the Sports Club of Tampa Bay Hall of Fame, and they honored him. They are now going to play this game every year, the Dick Vitale Invitational in Charlotte, and it was Duke and Texas last night, and Duke looked the part. So we've got some college basketball underway. Gators opened the defense of their title. They've got a few pieces back from the championship team. They were beaten by Arizona. Did you get a load of this Arizona freshman? Speaking of loads, Koa Pete is his name, the Arizona Player of the Year in high school the last 2 years. He is built like a Mack truck and can leap and can rebound, and he tortured the Gators in Las Vegas the other night. They're already talking about Koa Pete is probably a top 5 NBA pick on the basis of what we saw the other night. Well,
give it some time.
Give it some time, yes, but he's 6'8", 6'9", big body, can leap. They threw him alley-oops. He got a rebound dunk. I mean, it looked like something out of a video game in the second half of that game. Koa Pete, P-E-E-T. Believe me, the Gators and their fans know who he is after the other night in Vegas. So a little early college basketball.
Let's talk a little bit of Gators now. Since
this kid at USF, they've got a 6'10".
Yeah.
We got a bit of a delay here with JP.
A little lag on JP.
Timmy.
Yeah, go ahead. Timmy, who are you going to talk about? You were going to talk about...
I just wanted to talk a little bit of Florida since they're up there. And
I'll pop back in. You guys have fun.
All right.
We'll carry on there for a second.
and the Gators looking for a repeat. What's on the dock for them as far as being able to do that, do you think?
So they have a couple of pieces back. Alex Condon is one of those guys, the big guy from Australia that played well down the stretch of the season. They've got Thomas Houck, the shooter, the 6'8", 6'9" shooter, but gone is Walter Clayton, gone is Elijah Martin from Florida. They have Boogie Fland, what a great name, Boogie Fland, the transfer who had transferred to Arkansas last year. Tim, I can't keep up with this, and the same for JP whenever he jumps back in. I mean, we got some of these guys that are on their third school in 3 years, their fourth school in 4 years. Nobody can keep track of any of this.
I hate it.
Right
I
now.
like it, but I hate it. Yeah.
So Boogie Fland is like the shooting guard. Remember, he had a wrist injury last year for Arkansas, came on at the end of the year, helped them make the tournament, helped them upset St. John's. So he's one of the guys that Todd Golden is going to count on at Florida. So the Gators have some pieces, and it's such a long season. It is going to be a long SEC season, like you were making mention of. So let's see what they have. And again, JP's Florida State Seminoles got off to a good start last night with Luke Laux, the former player, the former NBA assistant. They bashed Alcorn State last night. We were just mentioning your Seminoles, JP, as you come back in. They bashed Alcorn State last night. And Luke Laux is going to shoot 30, 35 threes every game, 3-point volume, 3-point dependent. So, and Brian Hodgson at USF is going to shoot a ton of threes with the Bulls, and they got off to the early win. How surreal, how bizarre, how Twilight Zone was it that Charlie Ward is standing over on the Florida A&M sideline as the basketball coach, and he comes over before the game and hugs Derek Brooks, who's now working for USF. I mean, the Twinkie Twilight Zone, that there are two of the all-time Knowles, a Heisman winner, the All-American Pro Football Hall of Famer, and one is
I was there.
FAMU green and orange. Yeah, you were there as well as a legend. But, I mean, how weird is that you got Charlie Ward with FAMU and Derek Brooks now with USF in the green and gold?
Yeah, and by the way, also Anquan Bolden Jr. playing for FAMU, and Anquan Bolden Sr. was right behind Charlie.
Really?
So we had some FSU royalty.
Can Anquan Jr. play? Can Anquan Jr. play? All right.
Yeah, he's a good little player. I mean, he's not going to be an NBA guy, but he's a good little player. Absolutely. And USF's got this 6'10" kid, Isaiah something. I forgot his last name, but he is really good. He can jump. He can shoot. He's a hell of a player. That USF team is big. It can shoot, and they play defense, boy. They freaking play defense, and I was like so impressed with their defensive effort. I go in the post game presser, and Brian Hodgson's going, "We played like crap defensively, terrible." I'm like, oh. Like I was sitting in the first row, I could barely breathe. They weren't even guarding me. They were all over the place. Yeah, they're going to be an exciting team to watch. They're going to go play GW here this weekend up north in an event, and they've got they got to go to Alabama and Oklahoma State and and the whole pre-conference stuff. So we'll see what they got. But I tell you what, Brian Hodgson can flat out recruit. Ain't no doubt about that. And he's got.
Are you talking
really
about Isaiah? Are you talking about Isaiah Jones, the 6'7" guard forward? Is that the?
No, it's
you got a different Isaiah
roster.
Yeah, I'm looking at the to see if there's another Isaiah there too, and he's got veteran players. 6'10" kid. He's got veteran players as well from his Arkansas State team that are in here on this team. Yeah, I'm looking for who you're thinking of. Oh, you're talking about Isaiah, if that's how you say it, Nelson, the kid out of Marietta, Georgia.
Yes.
The big kid. Yes. And he was at Arkansas State with Hodgson last year. He's one of the several that have come over on this team. So stay tuned. Stay tuned on what the Bulls look like. That game with Alabama will be fun because they always go up and down. All right, what else here before I have to depart in a few minutes? You want to talk a little Buccaneers,
do a show. Patriots?
Yeah,
I'm not crazy mad about Jason Light not making a move, but I thought there was an opportunity to do so here. A lot of teams got better. Seattle got better. Cowboys may have gotten better. I don't know if they're going to be a factor. I would think not. But they're trying hard to get their defense better. They're trying hard. Well, I don't know. What did you think of the trade deadline?
At least Jerry wasn't lying when he said something big was up the sleeve on Monday night.
Monday night, yeah.
And he was right. They did make a move. Now, it's interesting. Quinnen Williams can be a free agent after next year. Is that right?
Yeah, they got him at least for another year. They got him for
clearly the Cowboys are going to pay him a bunch. And why would you not want to play in Dallas versus the absolute disaster with the Jets, so he's got to be encouraged. But look, we talked on your show the last 2 or 3 weeks that there was never a blockbuster trade for Max Crosby at $35 million a year coming, where you're going to have to give it. And reportedly, the Raiders told everybody he's off the market. We're not trading him. So you were going to. I mean, you see what the market was for Sauce Gardner. You see what the market was for Quinnen Williams. So I sit here. I know I work for the team, but I sit here and say, were you really wanting to give up a couple of premium 1s and 2s to try to get one of those guys? I know Green Bay did it earlier in the offseason with Micah Parsons, but were you really wanting to do that? And Jason Light's never been a guy that's looking to part with that kind of premium loot going to the other team to be able to get a player in the middle of the year. So we shall see. We shall see. I'm curious about the health of this team. We'll find out more later today. Is Bucky Irving back at practice off the shoulder injury? He's rested now for 4 games and a bye week. What about Hassan Reddick? Is the leg and the knee better? Is he able to practice this week? Again, those are 2 big additions if you can get to. And Luke Gedeke, the same thing. And they've got the practice window right now with Gedeke to play right tackle. So
that'll be huge to get him back. Huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
So did you guys see who Bleacher Report called the biggest loser of the trade deadline? And it's not a team, it's a player.
Who is the biggest loser?
They said Baker Mayfield is the biggest loser in the trade deadline because he did not get wide receiver help. That was their specific reasoning. His MVP candidacy is riding on wide receivers, and he didn't get any help from Jason Light. So he is the biggest loser.
But obviously, if you can get Chris Godwin back healthy, that's going to help your cause. If you get Bucky Irving back as a weapon, as a guy that can catch the ball out of the backfield, it's going to take attention for the defense towards him. I think it's going to open some things up. And I will just say this. I think I was on with you last week, and we were discussing, not last week, but 2 weeks ago after the Saints game, that he was not fully healthy anymore in the Detroit game or the Saints game. Here's hoping that this 12 to 13 days of getting ready now for this Patriots game, that he's healed some with the oblique and the knee, and we see more of the Mayfield that we saw that was so electric in Seattle or so good against San Francisco or great in the clutch against the Texans, because that Baker Mayfield with the weapons this team still has, even without Mike Evans, is still going to be a dangerous guy. So let's see how his health is and see how he looks going to this game with the Patriots. I
agree
as well.
Yep, agreed. It's a
typical
Bleacher Report.
Yeah, the scuttlebutt around is that the oblique injury is a little bit more serious, and any oblique injury, honestly, for a quarterback is going to be tough. It's not a nothing injury, because obviously every time you throw the ball, you're torquing your oblique. It's much like a baseball hitter or a golfer. All of your power is in that torque of your oblique, your lower level and your upper level. So if he can't turn without pain, and that inaccuracy that has been very evident, compared to the incredible accuracy we saw early on, there's been a difference. It's a marked difference, and it's plain to see. And hopefully, to your point, that's better this week, because they're going to need it. These next 3 games, he's got to be at his best for them to win, and that's fun. It's going to be fun to watch. That's why we're here, for the good games.
And they've been giving him, obviously, treatment, etc. And you would have to believe he is feeling better. Again, it's NFL football. He's going to get knocked around. Yes. He's going to take hits. Stay tuned. But this is a big thing. It's a long season. The big thing to keep him healthy and upright is going to be large. I've already done one Boston interview, and I know all the Boston Hawks are now out everywhere in the media about the Patriots, the Pats this, the Pats. Look out. So Vrabel, yeah. Josh McDaniels, all these guys. So now we've got Drake May, who's back, or is now in his 2nd season, and Drake May's getting a lot of attention for what he's been able to do. The only thing that I am saying is, let's see it here on the road against a good Tampa Bay Buccaneer defense off a bye week with Todd Bowles dialing up blitzes. Because I'm sorry, watching them beat the Cleveland Browns and the Miami Dolphins and the Tennessee Titans and the New Orleans Saints. I know the Bucs beat the Saints a couple of weeks ago, but settle down a little bit. I know they've amassed 7 wins, but settle down a little bit on whom they have been beating so far.
I think Belichick would be undefeated right now with that team.
I don't. What you mean the Belichick of the last 2 or 3 years? I don't think so.
I'm just kidding.
Stay tuned on what it looks like Sunday, and the big CBS crew is here again with Jim Nantz and Tony Romo, and a lot of the country's going to see the game early on.
You don't get Jonathan Vilma again spouting out his
Kenny
knowledge
Albert
of football?
and Jonathan Vilma for this week. That'll be saved potentially for another week. Well, I mean, I believe it's a CBS game again in Buffalo. I may be wrong. And then after that, obviously, it's the Sunday night game with Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth in LA.
Love those.
And
boys.
if the Buccaneers continue to win, then obviously the broadcast crew is going to go up and up and up for that. So a lot of optimism. Let's see what it looks like. Huge moment here off the bye week. Salute to service Sunday for the Buccaneers.
Yes.
Before Veterans Day, which is very important, obviously, in this market, in this state. With Veterans Day upcoming. So there's a lot to be excited about, especially if you get this win and get to 7-2. Holy smokes. A 7-2 start just rarely happen. The Super Bowl team of 2002 with all the Hall of Fame defenders, Brad Johnson, Mike Olstad on the offense, Sapp, Brooks, Lynch, Barber and company on the defense. They started the year 8-2. That team was 8-2 in 2002. Buccaneers trying to get to 7-2.
Let's chase that
for this weekend. We'll see what happens.
All right, TJ. Love you, brother. Thank you for your time.
Always good to be with you. Let's see how it goes on Sunday. Have me back next week. I'll jump
if they want to
here.
watch your college basketball show, where do they go?
We are talking college hoops on the BetUS TV Picks and Predictions show. It's going on while the second hour of this show is going on. So I will say here on the program, watch us later. You can watch us later on BetUS TV. The info's still good. Info still be good at lunchtime on BetUS TV. For the degenerates that are looking for the angle in the Mississippi State North Alabama game, I'm not kidding.
Have it.
That's being discussed later on in the show.
I gotta have it.
So BetUS TV, their platforms, always good to be with you boys. Timmy, behave. JP, behave. One of you make sure the other one behaves.
Never have.
Espresso martinis for the ladies.
For everyone.
And be well.
There it is.
Thank you, partner. Hey, speaking of salute to service, I'm going to get this out there. Our great friend Brian Ford, the COO of your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, has been nominated for the National Salute to Service Award by USAA. This is an award given to the folks that demonstrate a steadfast commitment to the military community. And who does that more than Brian Ford? I mean, he is tirelessly working with MacDill Air Force Base and our local servicemen, constantly getting them field passes, raising money for them. I mean, all of it. They've done such a great job with Salute to Service. So you can vote for him as a nominee for Salute to Service. So we got to get out the vote here. I'm going to try to get Brian on the show on tomorrow or Friday. So finalists are scheduled to be announced in January, and the recipient will be recognized at NFL Honors, a primetime award special to air nationally February during the week of Super Bowl coming up. So let's do this. Let's get him this Salute to Service award. We have to vote for that. I'll put it up on my socials so you can get the links and go vote for Brian Ford, our COO, on Salute to Service. And that's going to be the big game coming up this Sunday. So we're going to have the flyovers, all the accoutrement that comes along with that, all the uniforms and everything's going to be really, really cool. Nobody does it better than the Bucs do and Brian Ford. So thank you for all that. And let's get him that award. He deserves it.
Yeah.
All right. Quick break. When we come back, we're going to get to all your comments. You guys are lighting up the comment section. We love it. Keep it coming. Keep it clean. Keep it respectful. We are brought to you by the great folks at Riveters, the official bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. Remember, Buccaneers brunch. So when you're heading over to the Buccaneers game this weekend, they open up at 9 o'clock to have brunch. So they have a special menu for you, drink specials, all kinds of stuff. So get all ready to go, liquored up and primed. Pre-game at Riveters always whenever you're going. Oh, and Thursday night too. Thursday night before the USF game. Yes, absolutely. Get on over there and take advantage of their great happy hour from 3 to 7 each and every day, where you get $3 domestics, $5 wells, great food specials going on, like the buffalo chicken dip for just $8. You can get wings, you can get shrimp, all the good stuff at deep discounted prices for happy hour. So pregame at Riveters before heading to the USF game and the Bucs game. It's all there for you. Just north of 275 on Dale Mabry, next to the Spaceship. Riveters, the best sports bar in town. Back in 3. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park. So free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rays play. We'll see you there. Are you looking to renovate your home, rebuild after the hurricanes, or build your dream home from scratch? Well, let me tell you about my friend Jason Fawcett and On-Site Construction. They have over 1,450 satisfied clients, 25 years of experience, over 500 designs, and a talented team of over 40 construction professionals. They believe building something exceptional begins by truly focusing on all the details, even the smallest ones. We understand that construction can be a daunting process, and we're here to make it as smooth and stress-free as possible. Quality is non-negotiable at On-Site Construction. We use the finest materials, employ the most skilled tradespeople, and adhere to the highest industry standards to deliver a product we're proud of and that you're going to love. Our project management is meticulous with a focus on completing projects on time and on budget. Your happiness is our primary driver. So give us a call at 813-579-5789 or check out our incredible website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine & DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine & DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine & DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine & DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by Bay Area Modern Medical Center, BAMMC.com. Chris Lugo, my concierge doctor, should be yours as well, folks. Hate to tell you this, but these insurance companies, your primary care physician, they're more interested in profits than your health. You need a health advocate that's looking after you personally and giving you personal medical advice, not one size fits all. And that's what you get at Bay Area Modern Medical Center, BAMMC.com. That's what concierge medicine is. And if you need a some type of prescription in the middle of the weekend, you can text him. He'll send it in. You don't have to go in for a visit, any of that stuff. I just did that last week. Needed some eye drops for an allergy, and boom, called him in, and we're good to go. So it happens that way, and it's good to have an advocate that's going to go over your blood work, your sleeping habits, your workouts, all that stuff, and personalize everything for you. And it's not as expensive as you might think. BAMMC.com. Go there, get a free consultation with Chris Lugo, and find out what it means to have a concierge doctor of your own. Very important. Nothing more important than your health, folks. Nothing more important than your health. All right, you want to get to some of the comments here, my friend?
Let's
good morning
do it.
to you, Bantry and Christopher Cole. A little shout out to everybody. Sergio Biltris. Mr. King coming at you, says Tim probably thinks Jerry is a genius. Do you think Jerry's a genius, Tim?
Now, what would you base that on, sir? I'm just curious why you would think that. I've been very critical of Jerry in not only the last
He's stirring the pot. He's stirring you up.
25 years. Do I think Jerry is a genius? Yes. I think Jerry is a mad scientist genius. Do I think he's a good NFL general manager? No, I do not think that at all. I think he's a great team owner, and he is a great marketer of himself and his product. Do I think he's a good GM? No. Do I think he's a genius? Yes.
Kenneth McClary says, good morning, Petermans. Happy hump day. Thomas Casper, Stamkos and Corey Perry always crash the net. Well, I don't know about Stamkos. Corey Perry did. I don't know about Stammer. But yeah, Stammer had the one time for the power play, and it's unbeatable. Yeah, makes a difference. Bantry says 9 games left, 6-3 over that stretch is very doable. That's 12-5. We got the map there, and you are correct. That's why I thought an opportunity was there. But we don't know. Maybe all the injured players are coming back. Nathan Elliott says the Buccaneers are a great team, but due to injuries and some just guys on the roster, this is not a Super Bowl winning team. Wow. Nathan. I'm happy with the lack of deadline trades. Keep it winning. Go Bucs. Interesting. Mr. King says they clearly don't believe this is their year, JP. They're too injured. It's one of two things. Either they believe that Mayfield's injury is too much. He won't be able to recover from the oblique and all the other stuff. So adding a couple pieces won't make a difference, or that everybody's going to come back and they don't need anybody. I have to sound like Adam Schefter, but definitely one of the two. My sources tell me that the Buccaneers feel that their injuries are so much that adding a couple pieces here and there would not affect them. But also they feel that all of these injured players are coming back. Therefore, they don't need to make any moves. So definitely one of the two. Shefty. Where were you last night, honey? Yeah, honey. Colts, Ravens, Eagles, and Seahawks made the big moves, and that may pay off in the playoffs. Bucs will make the playoffs, and they will have a puncher's chance.
I don't think the Eagles have done anything to improve themselves. I think Jair Alexander clearly is past his prime. He's got nothing left. He wasn't helping the Ravens. They wanted to dump that salary. Otherwise, they would not have gotten rid of him. They haven't given up on the season yet. There's a reason they made that move. He's got nothing.
But here's the thing. Every team is different. And like the Buccaneers, getting even a average inside linebacker would be an upgrade on Servassier Dennis right now.
It's true.
In my opinion. And I love Voss, and I'm not, we're not kicking him to the curb. He's just struggling in coverage. That's all there is to it. So, and some teams, even adding an average corner is better than having a terrible corner if you're down to your terrible corners. So everybody's situation is different. One man's trash is another man's treasure, right? How they say it. So we'll see. And here's the thing. You know who's a good GM? Howie Roseman. He's a really good GM. And if he's making moves like that, they're good.
I just threw up a little in my mouth when you said that.
Yeah, but I'm right. I'm right.
I don't know that for
I'm right.
fact. What's he ever done? Mm-hmm. What's he ever done?
There's a couple Super Bowls. Who cares? Who cares?
I don't remember those. What are you talking about? I don't remember those.
Why be judged by that? Sergio says, let's get light on the show, JP, and we could ask him directly. I don't think he's going to answer directly. He's going to tell you, oh, yeah, I had that trade all worked out for Max Crosby, but they wouldn't take a third-round pick for him and pay half his salary. Shocking development. Nathan Elliott says, I was told there was an attempt to get 2 inside linebackers, wide receivers, or defensive tackle. Team wanted the world for the players. Yeah, there you go.
Name your source.
Who's your source?
Yeah, name your source.
I believe that's probably the case, but the world for Jason Light, might be a 5th-round pick. So, and I think, if we disagree on something, I would say he values those picks more than what they're really worth, because he's hit on some of them. Yep. And you have to also remember, it's not just the player, it's the salary. And the more guys you have on rookie contracts, the more you can go out and spend on keeping your good players. And that's been his MO. So it's not just the player, it's the player in a salary cap league. It also matters how much you're getting bang for the buck on every player. Sergio says, Bucs know something we don't. It's possible they have a good feeling most of these guys are coming back. Absolutely. Yep. Stubby Ryan, haven't seen you in here, so welcome in, Stubby.
Is he the third brother? He must be the third brother.
Stubby Toes, maybe. Laid in, does our inaction during the trade line tell you anything about our injury status? It's a Super Bowl year. Jason in the Super Bowl years, traded for Steve McClendon, but the Bucs were remarkably healthy that year. It's like I said, Stubby. I love saying that. Stubby. Mm-hmm. Can I call you Stubby? It could be either way. Either they're so injured it wouldn't be worth it, or they're all coming back. We just don't know. We'll have to judge it at the end of the season, is my point. So we shall see. Marty Aaron says, I'm here with popcorn to laugh at the apocalyptic meltdowns.
You and me both, Marty Aaron.
Anybody's melting down.
Oh, there it's happening.
I don't think anybody's melting down, but is it? Nathan Elliott says, Stubby Ryan, yes, the injuries and the recovery time from the injuries are why Light did not swing for the fences. Evans Godwin McMillan may not play again this year. Recovery has been slow. Yeah, I think that's
it's valid,
fairly accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't think it's accurate, but it's valid.
Nathan says, I did not recommend the Blazing Apple Fireball. What is?
Oh, it's gross.
Is this a reference to something gross. You said?
No, I don't know where it's
Blazing
coming
Apple
from.
Fireball?
It's gross. Don't do it. The world doesn't need Blazing Apple Fireball, like they don't need vanilla Crown Royal. It's not necessary.
Yeah. Yeezy says lots of NFC teams are in the playoff picture. No one was selling low. Even the Dolphins only sold one player. No one wants to get fleeced. The Dolphins should have sold a lot more players, in my opinion, in my humble opinion.
Maybe they think they can still win. GM.
No, that's crazy. Cody says a 6th-round pick for Joe Tryon. 9 total combined tackles this year with the Browns. Well, I'd call that a breakout season.
What are the Bears
Mr.
thinking?
Yes.
Jeez.
Yeah. Again, maybe somebody's trash is your treasure. Bantry says, no way Sauce is worth 2 1s. Maybe 3 years ago, but not now. I don't know.
I don't know about that. I still think he's the best corner in the league right now, and it's not close.
And you got to remember, those ones you're getting are in the high 20s.
Yeah.
So they're not premium picks. They're 1st-round picks, but they're not premium picks. So and that's a big
basically
deal.
An early second.
Bantry says Luke coming back will be more helpful than a wide receiver. I do not disagree with that. I do not disagree because Charlie's so bad. Kenneth McClary says, here's a question. If Bucky is back, couldn't you use White as kind of a wide receiver capacity? And you could have Sean Tucker come in and more as running back and make one of these guys absolutely. We've talked about that for a while. White can play in the slot like a wide receiver. He can run patterns like that. And Bantry also said Devin Culp. Devin Culp is a wide receiver. Absolutely. A big wide receiver, which is what he is. And he runs like it and he runs routes like it. So there are options here. And that's where I lean more. I lean more towards guys are coming back, and that's why they didn't make moves, than guys are way too injured and we're giving up. Because I don't think Jason Light has give up in his body. I think he feels optimistic that these guys are coming back. That's my guess. Otherwise, I think he would have made a move. Otherwise, I think he would have made a move. Christopher Colt says Light probably tried to trade for the right guard, but the prices were too high. Yeah. And that's good discipline. That's good discipline. Don't make an emotional move. Do not be emotional in this. The price should be the price. You know? Tom Brady.
Do not negotiate with terrorists.
That's right. Tom Brady tried to clone Ali Marpet and trade to the Bucs. Did you hear this story that Brady cloned his dog, his dying dog?
Now, I heard a story about freezing him. I didn't hear the cloning story, though.
No, he actually had a company clone his dying dog.
My God.
How do we feel about that?
Would you do that if you had all the money in the world? Like, I still
Yes.
wouldn't do that. I mean, I'm going to miss my
100%
dog.
I would do that.
I'll go get it.
100% I would do that.
Dogs are like wives, man. You can replace them in an afternoon. I mean, come on, guys.
That's your current position.
Girlfriends are all the same.
Yeah, they are not. They are not. That's your current position. That's your current position. No, it's an interesting. I'll put it out to you, Petermans. Would you clone your dog if you knew your dog was dying, and they all die, just like us?
Yeah.
Would you
if
clone
Tom Brady
your
can't
dog?
save his, nobody can.
I mean, if I had all the money in the world, yeah, I would clone Tally. Every time I look at Tally, I'm like, "You're gonna leave me one day. You're gonna leave me one day."
And then what do you name the clone? What do you name it? You just name it Tally 2 or Tally 3 or Tally 4? You just keep going? Put Roman numerals like George Foreman on the end of them?
Yes. I think it's a fantastic idea.
It's a horrible idea.
Yeah. My question, what would be very
cemetery
interesting
territory here?
What would be very interesting is like, how alike would they be? Like Tally is like, with as you have all seen on all my social media videos, she is elite level tennis ball catcher, elite level, like never seen anything like it. You could throw 100-mile-an-hour at it right from 10 feet. She's catching that thing. She is elite level when it comes to catching tennis balls. Would Tally 2 be as elite? Like, is it nature or is it nurture? Be a great experiment. Would she have the same disposition that Tally has?
They're clones.
Just a perfect disposition. Well, I don't, but yeah, but nature versus nurture. Part of the reason why she's such a good dog is because of the way I brought her up and played ball with her all the time and gave her all that love.
That brings up a scientific question. Are clones exact copies, or are they like twins where they look the same and have the same DNA and everything, but personalities can be vastly different, right?
I don't know.
How does a clone work? Like, I don't know how that works.
Well, I mean, that's what we're going to find out, when we start cloning humans. Wait a minute. Have we done that already?
Pretty sure we have. I think we had one in the White House for 4 years. And it didn't work out. It wasn't done cooking yet.
No, that was a shapeshifter. First of all, we know it wasn't a shapeshifter because they'd have a much better model than that.
Yeah, they're more talented than that.
No.
Gentlemen, we got a big fucking problem.
Oh boy. Can you believe there were actually people on TV going, "Oh, this guy's sharp as a tack. I work with him every day. He runs circles around me." Well, yeah, probably.
I believe that.
Well, that's not hard to do. There, honeymoon. Anyway, don't get me.
Politics.
What are we doing? Jeff B says Eagles still making moves like a team that hasn't made the playoffs in 10 years, while the Bucs are content on being division champs. Oh, Jeff B. Wow. Shots fired. Shots fired. Again, Howie Roseman knows what the F he's doing. So does Jason Light. Based on what? He's got
Better
the
to be
best
lucky than
freaking,
good.
roster in football. Nathan says vanilla and salted caramel Crown Royal are great with cherry Coke. Oh my God, that sounds like dessert. That's boozy dessert right there. Yeah, we're getting reports from practice already. Bucky and Chris are not practicing today. Why weren't they put on IR? It's an excellent question, Yeezy. Excellent question. Yeah. That's not good. That is not good. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, Roy Cummings will join us, longtime Buccaneer reporter, beat reporter, my former colleague at the Tampa Tribune News Channel 8. So we will chat with him, all things Bucs. Questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section. You can do that on Twitter. You can do that on YouTube. You can do that on Facebook at the JP Peterson Show. Do it right there. Hey, we are brought to you by the great folks at the Gold and Diamond Source. We love the folks over there. Hey, I've got the greatest selection, the biggest selection. The holidays are here. We want you to keep it local, folks. Listen, I know you can buy on Amazon. I know you can buy all the – please go to your local stores, find some deals, even bring your little phone with you and say, hey, look, Amazon's going to sell it for this. Give them a chance to match the price, okay? Because we want to keep it local and support these local businesses because that's who – these are your neighbors, folks. Golden Knight. Plus, they're giving you – not like we're doing it as a charity. They're giving you great prices and great selection and great service. You guys don't know what the hell your wife wants. Let them pick it out. They know the trends. They know the styles. You just give them the money, and they'll give you a great deal. GoldenDiamond.com is the website. 3800 Olmerton Road. Always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com. Back in 3 with Roy Cummings. The holidays are coming up, and the Golden Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler. Discover the ultimate jewelry superstore with the largest selection of diamonds, engagement rings, and fine jewelry all under one roof. Don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. And as your relationship grows, so can your diamond with the Golden Diamond Source. Trade up at any time. You get 100% of its value when you come back to trade up. And why don't you get a head start on your holiday shopping? With the Golden Diamond Source's unbeatable low pricing and financing options, you can get 5 years, 0%, and make this holiday season truly memorable. The Golden Diamond Source takes pride in offering only natural diamonds formed over billions of years by the Earth's incredible forces. If it's real love, get a real diamond. Shop online anytime at goldendiamond.com or stop by their showroom and tell them JP sent you at 3800 Olmerton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves, who lives right here and has long been a highly respected member of our community. He's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Riverwalk. Jeeves Law Group is also a proud sponsor of our Grand Central District in St. Pete and has neighborhood events throughout the year. He has an office on Central Avenue in St. Pete and one on South Howard in Tampa. You can't get more local than that. So when you need an attorney, you're going to hire some huge firm that advertises all over the state or the one that supports your favorite sports show. It's the Jeeves Law Group. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. For personal injury and personal attention, call us for a free case evaluation. That's 8889-JEEVES. That's 8889-JEEVES. With this record heat in Tampa Bay, you better have your AC unit running at peak efficiency. Third Generation Plumbing installs the best American standard AC units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. That's why Third Generation Plumbing trusts American standard air conditioning, built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American Standard. Plumbing or cooling, we've got Tampa covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing today, 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com. And we also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by Don'tGoUncovered.com. It's that season again where you guys can get the open enrollment, get your health insurance, find out if you get a subsidy while it may or may not last. Don'tGoUncovered.com is where you go for that. The website, they'll give you all the information there. There's a phone number you can call and get the great customer service there. I've been working with them for 5 years. They have saved me thousands of dollars on great health insurance plans. So give them a call. Don'tGoUncovered.com. Real easy to work with. They know all the ins and outs of the website. Don't try to do that stuff yourself. Don'tGoUncovered.com. Doesn't cost anything. They'll do it for you. Don'tGoUncovered.com is the website. All right, let's welcome in a longtime colleague, longtime beat reporter of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He is the great Roy Cummings. What's up, Roy? How are you?
I am doing very well, JP. Good to see you, my friend. How are you?
Yes, I'm well, and it's interesting that it took a very bad rendition of Ron Burgundy on the Lightning Vision board to bring us back together. So whatever it takes, partner, I'll be the butt of many jokes just to make that happen. So it's good to reconnect.
Jokes coming from here, my friend, because you nailed it. I feel bad for anyone who didn't make it to the game against the Stars, the Lightning game against the Stars last week on what was it, Halloween Eve, I guess.
Yes.
Because if you don't know, JP absolutely nailed Ron Burgundy. Nailed it.
Well, thank you, partner. I appreciate it.
You are more than welcome. And it's not just a look. The thing you nailed was the commentary, especially between periods, going through the scores of the around the NHL. It was just, look, I went to the game with Rick Peckham, Hall of Fame broadcaster, and he and I were literally in stitches. You nailed it, my friend.
Wow. Maybe I have a second career masquerading at birthday parties and emceeing events as Ron Burgundy, huh? Maybe I can do that.
You can do it.
Well, again, stranger things have happened.
The best thing about it was, clearly it was off the cuff because you made this reference like there was a game. Well, it was the Lightning game. It was 0-0, no scoring. And you were kind of joking, saying, "No, I'm not sure these people know how to play hockey." And then, there was another score, Nashville or somebody, and you said, "Well, it looks like they don't know how to play hockey either." And it was just great. I was so on the money for Ron Burgundy.
Well, thank you, man. The drunker I got, the better it was. They sent me the clips, and I was toying around with playing them on the show. So what the hell? I'll play them, and you guys can
go ahead.
Decide for yourself. Timmy hasn't seen it, so my co-host here, Tim Am. So we'll have to let him enjoy some of it too. But thank you for the high praise. See, I've kept the Burgundy mustache. I see. My wife wants me to dye it a little darker. So so maybe next week we'll have that for you. So we'll see how the Chester Men comes out.
Doesn't always work out.
All right, we shall see. Let's talk a little Bucs. The question is, should Jason Light have made a move at the deadline? Here's the problem. None of us know what the injury situation is, the true injury situation. None of us knows what the deals were, what he could have gotten for what. So it's really hard to make any type of educational critique of this. But given what we do know and what other teams have done, how would you grade what the Bucs did not do at the deadline?
Well, I'll say this. I can understand why fans are disappointed that a move wasn't made. Because the Bucs have clearly made a statement. They think they are Super Bowl bound. Well, they know they believe they're playoff bound and deep into the playoffs. That's why they got Teddy Bridgewater. We all know that. They believe this team is good enough to get to the playoffs and go a couple of rounds deep. I believe they can get to the Super Bowl if everything breaks their way. The problem here is that things are not breaking their way right now. They certainly did early on. Baker Mayfield's playing exceptionally well. So are some of the young kids. But there's some problems. The offensive line has got, massive, holes because of injury. Yep. They still really can't seem to rush the passer without blitzing. But at the end of the day, this is going into the trade deadline, JP, I would have said this is a year when I would have given up their first round pick, a second round pick, certainly a third, for an elite edge rusher, for a legitimate upgrade at right tackle or right guard. I would have done that. But again, we don't know what was out there, what was really being offered, what the response was to what the Bucs were offering. I know Jason Light loves his draft picks, and well, he should. But when you're picking, 20th, 26th, whatever it may be, that they're probably going to end up picking, how valuable is that pick? Maybe, another player is better. But fitting a number to the cap, that could be a difficult thing too. So a lot of factors to consider. But at the end of the day, as you said, we don't know what's going on inside the building. We don't know how soon Luke Gedicke's actually coming back. How soon does Chris Godwin come back? Can they get Hassan Reddick back? Will he make a difference if he does come back? One thing you could say about the pass rush, JP, 15 sacks by 11 players in the last 3 games.
Yep.
That's saying something. They've taken the ball away too. Now that was always
turnovers,
that's been an issue. So I think the defense is coming around. With Baker Mayfield, he's already proven that he can certainly do a lot with the young receivers. It's really just a matter of kind of getting on board, balancing the offense. I think they win a couple of the last games, a couple of the last losses if they're just a little bit smarter in terms of play calling offensively. I think Josh Grizzard's had some issues there, and I think he'll learn from it during the break. So they know more about what's going on inside the building than we do, obviously. So right. I understand it, but I also understand why fans would be a little bit upset that they didn't make a move.
Yeah, at some point, it just comes down to trust of Jason Light because we don't have the information, and I think he's more than earned that from the fans.
Oh, yeah.
So, I think we don't know shit. We don't know when it comes to all the information you need to make a trade. We don't know any of it. All we know is there are deficiencies. We would have liked to seen them addressed, but clearly they know or feel. Like I said, I sound like Adam Schefter here. It's either so many injuries and they know none of these guys are coming back because Bucky is not at practice today, according to reports, that they just don't think it's worth it to give up draft picks, or they feel all of them are coming back and we'll be fine. So we'll find out. We'll find out in the coming weeks. I think the 6-2, honestly, Roy, with the injuries that they had, is unbelievable. I mean, I think it's insane that they've been able to go 6-2 with all these injuries. And that's a huge, huge nod to, I think, the coaching staff, number one, but Baker Mayfield as well. He has been otherworldly. And I think he's dealing with an oblique in a knee right now that has hampered him in the last couple of games. So hopefully this bye week came at a good time. And he's, he looked good on the Manning cast. I know that. So he was sharp on the Manning cast. He executed well. So let's hope physically he's ready to come back. So I just think if you look at this first half, Roy, I don't think you could ask more than 6-2 out of this club. How do you?
Absolutely not. Look, I don't know how you felt, JP, but going into the season with the injuries that we knew about at the time, all right, no Tristan Wirfs, no Chris Godwin. I thought if they go 2-2 through the first 4, they're in great shape. So
I said 4-4 at the bye. I'll take it.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Look, they're still the best team, and that's the thing. Roster-wise, still the best team in the division, easily one of the top 5 teams in the conference. It's just a matter of execution and getting a little healthier, which they have to do. I'm interested, JP, and you probably mentioned this, so I hate to take you back, but, what do you think is their biggest deficiency right now?
Honestly, to me, I think the biggest addition that they could have made is inside linebacker. for two reasons. Number one, Voss is playing at a terrible level. He can't cover right now. I think his things are swimming in his head. He's had a couple of good games, but they're taking advantage of him in the key situations, third downs, red zone, like they used to do Devin White. So it's not just the overall play and the PFF numbers, which aren't good. It's how you're getting taken advantage. Teams are picking on you. Like when you see teams going after a certain area, that means they see you as the weak link, and they're going to punish that as often as they can. So I think you could upgrade with just an average middle linebacker, and it would really, really help this defense. It would also cover your ass if something happened with Levante David, because, in most of his Hall of Fame career, he's been able to cover for the mistakes of Devin White and cover for the other guy. He's been able to do that. He can't do that anymore. He's not that fast. He's just not that player anymore. He still does his job tremendously well and makes plays, but he can't make up for the other guy. So I think that would have been, because you're so deficient at that right now, it would have been the biggest upgrade to the team. And I think that you could have done that for a third-round pick, fourth, fifth, sixth-round pick, just to get an average, experienced middle linebacker. That to me is the biggest. Now, right guard is a problem. Right tackle right now is a problem, but they hope Gedeke's coming back. So, Gedeke's a great right tackle, but right now it's in their center position. Graham Barton, I don't know if he's hurt, but he's been overpowered, which we didn't see last year at all. So that tells me something physical is going on. So to your point, the offensive line, I think, has been the biggest problem, and having overcome that has been tremendous. But I think teams have caught on now, and I'm worried about that.
Yeah, that would have been my area that I would have addressed prominent. Most likely it would be the offensive line. Don't know that I'd go get a right tackle, but I certainly would have gone after a right guard. You mentioned absolutely. Inside linebacker. The reason I ask is this: for the fans who are upset, as a general manager, you have to always have one eye on the present, one eye on the future. Jason Light does it as well as anyone in the league. It's taken a while for people to figure it out throughout the league, but everybody's figuring it out now. But the Bucs fans, when you think about it, where they're picking in the draft next year, again, likely in the bottom third, that's where you get an inside linebacker who's going to be your next great inside linebacker, you hope. That's where you get a right guard. That's where that's where you get a right tackle as opposed to a left tackle. So that's something that has to be considered too. What we see now is deficiencies. Again, they probably get shored up, because my guess is there's going to be a surprise come Sunday about who's in the lineup from the Bucs. Somebody's going to come back that we're not expecting or just hoping for, and I think they'll probably as Jason Light has basically said, these guys are going to start trickling back into the lineup, and really it's a matter of just then it's a matter of execution and playing good sound football on Sunday, and everybody playing at a high level.
Roy Cummings joining us here, a former Bucs and Lightning beat writer for the Tampa Tribune, longtime colleague of mine. Now the Pats come in here. This has been a huge surprise year. Obviously, Vrabel coming back has transformed this team. Drake May, their good young quarterback in his second year, really good. But they lost a couple weapons last week as well in receivers. So, and they haven't necessarily been world beaters this year. Good record, but this will be probably their biggest road test of the year. What do you think happens this week against this Patriots team that's it's well coached, there's no question about that, and it'll be a physical football game?
Yeah, it really will. This is a tough one to gauge, just because you don't really know what to expect out of either team because of the injuries to both teams, and the fact that, okay, second-year quarterback Drake Mays looked good, but you know what? Bucs have had 2 weeks to prepare for him. They have been getting after the quarterback a lot better of late, as we pointed out. A young quarterback, if you can pressure him, of course, any quarterback, if you can pressure him, you're going to cause problems for him. So I think that's going to be the key to it all. Can they get to Drake May and just get him off his spot and force him into some mistakes? The Bucs defense has shown in recent weeks that they can take advantage of that, make some big plays out of it. And, the whole first, 5-6 games really were all about the offense and just how marvelous they were playing. Lately, the last couple, it's been about the defense, and I think that trend probably has to continue for the Bucs to keep winning. I think it's more on the defense now than it is the offense. I don't know that you can expect the offense to score 30 points, but it's one of those situations for me where if you can get 24, you should be in pretty good shape, because the defense is going to have to step up here.
Now, I know you're watching the Lightning as well. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that defense is looking better and better every moment. And these young players, Parrish and Morrison, when they get into the fold a little bit more, that allows Bowles to do some more stuff in blitzing. So I think the defense continues to get better as we go along. Here, before you go, quick word on the Lightning. I know you're watching the Lightning each and every night. I don't know if you stayed up late last night. I crashed after the second period. So, but it's been an interesting season. Super slow start, and they win 5 in a row. Where do you think they're at right now?
I still think they're good enough to win the conference at the end of the day, and I don't mean regular season. I think they're good enough to get to the Stanley Cup Finals, because the East is really it's not a mess, but there's no great team that I see in the East. Yeah. Carolina's beatable. The Rangers obviously are struggling. Florida's beatable without without Barkov and Tkachuk. That really hurts. So outside of Florida, I still think they're as good a team on paper as there is, primarily because of Vasilevsky, Kucherov, Point. But something's not right, JP, and you see him every night now. But something's not right. The team is not gelling the way I thought with the guys who've come in. It's starting to come together a little bit. I mean, the fourth line last night looked really good. That's a big sign, and that's that would be a big step forward. Yeah. Yeah. If that Gord line can start doing some things for them, that would be a big boost for them, because the defense is thin. I think that's an area they need to shore up a little bit. You got 3 solid guys there, but after that, I like JJ Mosier, but really, but I'm intrigued by some of the young guys. Destu looks like he can play. Nice. James looks like he can play. The pieces are all there. It's a matter of how well can they gel over the course of the next 2-3 months. And we're starting to see signs of it. So I feel a little bit better, just today, literally, than I did going into last night, just because of the way that fourth line played and the way, Bjorkstrand's playing well. So I kind of like what we're seeing out of some of the new guys. I think they're starting to find their footing.
Yeah, I think you nailed it there, and it's kind of it's hard to detail, right? There's something's missing, and I kind of felt it a little bit last year too, and I postulate. Look, Stamkos at the money that he wanted, it wasn't an option, and he obviously we see that 5-on-5 he's just not a very good player anymore, and he's been in the league a long time, incredible on the power play. And I'm not saying bring Stamkos back. What I'm saying is that leadership, I think, is what's missing. And it's, he was such a, everybody looked up to him. I think, Kucherov, especially the Russian players, I think he kind of was the buffer between Cooper and Kuch and the Russian players. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just that I think those guys responded to his leadership really, really well.
And that's what a captain's supposed to do. He's supposed to be that buffer. And yes, he did it exceptionally well. And you know what, JP? I think you're right. If the Lightning could somehow bring him back, with Nashville taking the rest of the salary.
Yeah. Like designated power play guy should be a new position.
And I don't want this to sound as if it's a knock on Victor Hedman. Because
not at all.
They listen to him too. But you're right. There was something about Stamkos that kind of was cohesive about this team. And, it's hard for new guys to come in and make their way. That's why I think, it's probably going to happen a little bit sooner with Yanni Gord. The fact they got McDonough back helps a lot. Yep. It's just going to take a while. But I think they're probably better off bringing in young guys like Destu and James, as opposed to bringing in older guys who are trying to squeeze into the, square pegs into the round hole type thing. But the good news, I think, both of us see it the same way. It's one of those intangibles that I think is correctable. It just needs time. And you know what? John Cooper does a pretty good job of figuring those things out most of the time. So I think they're in good shape, and they're getting better, obviously. They're playing better. Losing 3-2 at Colorado, there's no shame in that.
No, absolutely not. I think they played, without exception of the power play, they played well. So we'll see. I think it's going to be a fun season, and I do think they'll figure that part of it out. When you have the hard part to get is all the superstars that they have, and they have that. They're going to have it for a while. So it's going to be fun to watch. But yeah, just get to the playoffs, and then we'll see what happens. All right, Roy, we'll see you on Spectrum 360. I know you're doing that. Anywhere else we can find your content?
That's pretty much it. That and whoever happens to call and doesn't remember that I haven't covered the team in years.
Yeah, listen, come back on. We love chatting with you, so we'll do this from time to time. Appreciate you.
Works for me, JP.
All right, thank you. Great Roy Cummings there. All right, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get to some of the comments and whatever else you guys want to chat about. We are brought to you by the great folks at Third Generation Plumbing and American Standard Heating and Cooling. Folks, they are the folks that are going to get your air conditioning and your heating correct. Yes, we're going to need some heating here in the next few months. So don't let your unit fail you. ThirdGenerationPlumbing.com is the great service. They'll give you a great inspection service, make sure your unit is in a fine working order. American Standard Heating and Cooling, those are the best units, the most durable, the most efficient. So that's your dynamic duo for heating and cooling. ThirdGenerationPlumbing.com. And yes, American Standard Heating and Cooling. Back in 3. Stay with us. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. It's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced, generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucs play. We'll see you there. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for my friend Jason Fawcett, owner of On-Site Construction. They do residential and commercial renovations and new construction. As a leading home builder and general contractor, On-Site Construction prides itself on transforming homes through superior craftsmanship, dedication to client vision, and an unmatched commitment to quality and service. It's about building relationships. We take the time to understand our clients' needs, preferences, and budgets so that we can deliver a personalized experience tailored to their unique vision. From the initial designs to the final touches, we're there every step of the way, ensuring that the end result mirrors your vision. Here are some testimonials from happy customers. G. Gibson says, no hidden costs, very honest, reliable, creative, and communicates well. Reasonable and fair with their pricing, no hidden costs. C. Smith said, did not disappoint. I'm very happy with the work. This company really cares and will take care of it. So if you're just thinking about building or renovating, give us a call and let's see what's possible. 813-579-5789 or check out our website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
To the JP Peterson Show, bro. Brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799. They've been in business over 60 years, doing it here locally. Why? Because they have the best customer service. So you just call them and say, hey, shop around my homeowner's insurance, my auto insurance, my business insurance. They'll go through dozens of companies and see if they can find you a better rate or better insurance. They'll do that too. So they do all the work. You save all the money. They'll make sure you are up to date on everything, all your discounts. That's their job. So ItalianoInsurance.com is the website, 813-877-7799. Got a couple more people jumping in here.
I can give you some testimony as why to have insurance, because I don't have insurance right now. So go get insurance. I'm just saying.
All these things I tell my people out there, and my own co-host doesn't even listen to me. I feel like I'm at home.
I listen. I just don't do it.
Rick, you don't act. Rick says, JP nailed Ron Burgundy, old, washed-up TV anchor, always drunk. That's not acting. You do have a point there, Rick. Yeah. Well said. Yeah, that's called typecasting, right? Is that what that's called?
It is.
Bucs grabbed Teddy Bridgewater because of the roster prior to the injuries. That is true. But not only that, but because Kyle Trask couldn't do the deal. That's
because he sucks.
As we told you early on. Yeah. Jeff B., I have not seen you in here, so welcome. Hello, can you get a blue chip edge rusher in the bottom of the third of the draft? No, you cannot. You cannot. Rarely. There have been
Jeff
some, but it's rarely done. He does. I like that.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan. Louis from the Frozen Pirate Pod says, I think Buccaneers defense has greatly improved from last year. I think it's time that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers humble the Patriots. I would love to see that for many reasons. I would rather if Belichick was on the sideline, though. John Hill says, in my opinion, Hedman is aging quickly and not the same player that he was 2 years ago. I do not disagree with that. None of us are as good as we were 2 years ago, Johnny, and that includes you. All right, want to bring in a good friend of mine, David Alexander. We had him on yesterday, but we had some technical difficulties. So here he is. Once again, doesn't have his here. Move that microphone over there. Doesn't have his Ohio State 24 national champ. You probably got about 50 of those shirts, don't you? Ohio State national championship shirts.
Yeah, my wife says probably only thing without Ohio State stuff on it is my drawers.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I don't want to see those, but they probably do. All right, so before we talk a little Ohio State, you have a great fundraiser coming up on Friday that we want to talk about. It's something that's been near and dear to your heart for a long, long time because you yourself were adopted, and it's about making adoptions financially viable for a lot of people who can't afford it.
Yeah, exactly. We always say that money shouldn't get in the way of a child having a family and a home, and we're just past our 25th year doing this. We were the first chapter in Florida in the United States, and we now have only over 30 chapters in the U.S. And we provide bridge grants to deserving people, sometimes couples, sometimes not. We are completely agnostic when it comes to preferences and any kind of race or anything like that. We just love to see children end up in loving homes. And we give grants to the most vulnerable of children. The average grant is $5,000. We give up to $15,000 to a couple who has demonstrated need, and especially children who are possibly facing their last opportunity to become part of a family.
Yeah.
Foster care is certainly a priority for us. I may have shared with you that people would be surprised to know that 80% of the U.S. prison population were in foster care at one time in their life.
That's incredible.
It's an astounding fact. But when you think about it, and we've discussed it before, JP, I don't know a better return on investment than investing in a family who wants to give a child a loving home. And we're talking about eradicating poverty and crime and just terrible circumstances. So we're really proud of what we do. And this weekend, or Friday, I should say, we're having our annual fundraiser. This one's a particularly important because we were going to celebrate our 25th anniversary, but because it comes in November and last year came not after one, but two hurricanes,
right,
we had to cancel the event, and that was really unfortunate. So this year we're having a great casino night.
It's a comeback story.
Yeah, that's right. It's going to be a ton of fun. And if you're going to go on a date this weekend, why not make it a fun date and give to a great cause? $125. And that is open bar and a great menu by Chives Catering. It's at Higgins Hall, which is part of St.
Fantastic
Lawrence
venue.
Church.
Yeah.
On Himes Avenue.
Yeah.
Feel free to come and pay at the door. That's fine. Or you can search us at giftofadoption.org/Florida, or you can go to Facebook and type in the same thing, Gift of Adoption Fund, Florida chapter, and just scroll down a little bit and there's a link to the tickets right there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
If you're going out to dinner and you're going to pay for drinks, it's going to be more than $250. I can tell you that right now if it's a decent dinner. And you got open bar.
Yep.
And the casino.
A lot of casino games beforehand.
And you don't have to buy actual money. They give you chips.
Yeah, you get $2,500 in funny money.
Funny money.
Great prizes. I mean, if you go to the website, you'll see how many incredible we've got. And then we're going to have a live auction. We've got a couple really exciting trips. We've got a beautiful home on Indian Rocks Beach.
Oh, nice.
We'll go to the highest bidder. And for the golfers, that are listening to you out there, Gary Koch generously is providing a round of golf for you and two of your buddies. So 3 of you, Gary Koch, Old Memorial. It's going to go to the highest bidder. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, 3 guys pitch in and get it together, right?
And Gary is an unbelievable host. We've had him on the show many, many times. It's not going to be some pro that's not going to talk to you, be on his phone the whole time. He will be totally engaged. He'll help you with your swing, do all that. You will have the greatest time ever. You get to play Old Mo.
And it'll buy you lunch, too.
And it'll buy you lunch, too. And the food
that?
at Old Memorial, I mean, my God, it's the best. So that's an awesome prize right there. You can bid on that. Come as a date. If you guys want to come and play the casino, and that money's going to something really, really cool.
100% of all proceeds, 100% go towards completing adoptions. And we do not have any overhead. There's no corporate overhead. And thanks to the generosity of some meaning people, our operating budget is covered.
That's awesome.
All the money goes towards completing adoptions.
Give me one quick story of a kid that was adopted that, again, 80%. These kids are headed towards a life of crime. And that means, what the impact on society of incarcerating that person is in the millions of dollars. The people that, will be affected by that crime, whether it be murder, robbery, whatever it is, there is a cost there. There's no better return on investment than helping a young child become a great part of society, which is what they all want to do. I forget who it was that said this. Titus O'Neil says this all the time. There's no such thing as a bad kid. It's a kid that's been put in a tough situation. And if you can save them from that, you're saving everyone.
Yeah, we see hundreds of applications per year. Unfortunately, we only have the funding today to serve 2/3 of those applications. So we can make it a whole nother third. And you ask about story, because we see there's so many stories. The stories are not just about the plight of the child or the young person. It's the couple that wants to give them a home, who might be a single income family. These people, they're taking on children with birth defects or who are literally in orphanages in other parts of the world, and giving them a home. Instead of saying one story, what I do love to talk about is, because we're now past our 25th year, the before and after stories are awesome. So you saw what this child was facing, you know, as a baby, and now we've got these kids graduating from college and playing sports.
That's awesome.
And it's just heartwarming.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
There's a lot of causes to give to, but I say this all the time. If it's going to help kids have a better life, you're helping everybody. And it's just the best way you can spend the money. And, you know, unfortunately, like you mentioned, some of these charities, money gets pissed away. Yeah. This goes directly to help these kids have a life. And it's awesome what you're doing. I thank you and all the people that are part of, your group there. They're making these dreams come true.
Well, you know, we talk about Gary Cook. Yeah. So he won the Pain Steward Award.
Yeah.
As most of your listeners know, he gave a third of his proceeds. He gets a lot. They give him a lot. When you win the Pain Steward Award, you get a lot to give to charity. And he gave us Gift of Adoption Fund, a third of that.
Wow.
So that kind of speaks to his heart and his understanding of children's causes. And we just don't have a bigger champion than Gary.
It's a great person. All right. Once again, the website is giftofadoption.org/Florida.
Yeah.
Florida. All right. Cool, man. So yeah, Friday night, Higgins Hall. If you're going to go out on a date, do something with a purpose.
7 p.m.
Yeah. You won't have to wait in line or anything. Get bad service. None of that stuff. And you get an open bar. Come on. That's worth it for many of you drunks that I know. All right, Dave. Thanks, Bart. Appreciate it. All right. A couple more. Well, doesn't mean they're not coming back at some point. Just means they're probably not coming back this week. All right, we're going to wrap it up a little early today. Thank you, David, for joining us. Thanks to Roy Cummings as well. And TJ Rives, if you missed anything, go back and listen as our podcast there on Apple, Spotify. Like and subscribe. And always on YouTube, X, and Facebook as well. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.